Good morning everyone and happy Vlogmas Day 2. I am just about to go into the Arc Thrift Store, so come along with me. Okay, that was not my favorite Arc, but I did get a couple of things. Since I have my little like doe, a female deer coffee cup, I decided to get one that also like has a shape to it. So this one will be for Chelsea's hot chocolate whenever she comes to visit. And then I also got her a little stocking, which I think will be adorable. Making Christmas cards, I got some National Geographics. They were 50 cents. So I got some with bugs, and then I got several that are like Arctic animals. This one is on the Arctic, and this one is penguins, and then this one was just like geometric origami. So I just thought it had some interesting little images in there that I could cut out for my cards. And I think that might be what I do later today. So she's been in the car all day by herself, and it's actually getting warm. So I thought we would find a park nearby. I have not eaten today, and I'm pretty hungry. Okay, so maybe not my finest choice of meal, but a hot dog sounded really good, and this is where you can get those. And I couldn't come here without getting mozzarella sticks, so small Reese's Sonic Blast, which honestly looks big and it's heavy. It's Tina's Tail. These are so good. Well, as I've been sitting here eating my Sonic, I've been watching Zoe Suggs Vlogmas. It just makes my holiday season. And although I have this one, she's not a ton of company. Now I need to find a restroom, and I'm gonna change into my park clothes, and we're gonna go for a walk in Wash Park. It's actually turned out to be a really nice day. It's kind of a crisp day, but it's really not cold. And I know she's excited to go on a walk and get out of the car. So let's do that. I'm reminiscing back to my very first moments here in Denver. I drove straight from Mississippi and came all the way here to Wash Park. I came here and wrote in my journal. Later on, I lived in this neighborhood in West Wash Park, so I would come here really often, a few times a week, do the loop. I also remember this park being something of a sanctuary for me during the height of the pandemic. I would come have picnics out here, sometimes meet friends out here. So like 4 years and 2 months ago, the ballot box for the Trump-Biden election was right here at Wash Park, and that's where I voted. It's 2:57, which means that walk took about an hour and 15 minutes. Ooh, buddy, it is actually kind of hot. It's time for us to get home. I knew that was gonna happen. I guess I'm gonna have to leave this in the fridge because there's really nowhere I can keep it that's away from Tina, but that's also out of the sun. Maybe it's not ruined. Make it out with my advent calendar. Hello and welcome to my living room. I'm just sitting down about to start making some of my Christmas cards, and I thought I would walk you through my process. So I've got all these magazines I've been collecting over the course of the year, and some I had left over from last year. And basically, I let the magazines inspire the direction the cards are going to go. You can go one of two ways. One, I'll just see a picture and I'm like, that's a cool picture. Let me cut it out and see what happens with it later. And then sometimes I'll be like, yes, that reminds me of this specific friend or family member. I'm gonna cut it out and put it in a pile on a little sheet of paper. It has their name on it. This one says mom. So I'll just like pile little cutouts on top of this piece of paper to use later. I get pretty elaborate with them, so it's difficult to make cards for everyone because I just don't have enough time. I'd have to start in September really to be able to do that. So I have a Ziploc bag full of cutouts from last year that weren't used. So I may sort through those, although I'm kind of feeling like I want to do fresh stuff at the moment. I have a little bag here that I'm going to be using for just trash. I have already gotten out, these were just some little like blank Christmas cards that I used last year in a pile I got from Target, but they're just white and then some little brown ones. I also got out my glue sticks, my glitter, and then a couple of things like there's some illusion cord here, some white ribbon, little scraps of ribbons that I have from past years, a little bit of fabric, and then over here I have scrap paper from last year, some like big paper that I did some painting on at Ugly Art Night, and then I have the big cardstock that I can use if I need a full sheet. Okay, so I'll just kind of walk you through what I'm thinking about when I'm looking at the magazines to give you a better idea. So Harvard magazine is amazing because it has some really bold iconography. So like there's a key and a door and then a hand reaching for it. So I just feel like that could really mean something in a card, like unlock the joy of Christmas. Although my cards aren't always Christmas themed specifically, like this. I think that's a really cool image right here. A friend who's into philosophy and like is a deep thinker, or maybe even psychology that could be used for. I'm also looking for things like big bold letters, so I can cut that out and like maybe if there's a friend that bought a home this year, I could use that. But if not, I could use the word home, you know, like I'll be home for Christmas, or I could use the word affordable or unaffordable and make it something funny. So I usually try to make these cards humorous in some way, or something that's just a little like tongue-in-cheek. This is almost a collage in and of itself, but using something like this, it's like a nondescript location. So for a friend or a family member who likes to travel, this could be a cool thing to cut out and use if I had like an airplane kind of flying towards something like this or landing on it. The bug one from National Geographic. The main person I've been wanting to make a card for this year has been Blake. We just reconnected after a decade of not speaking really. And we lost a friend to suicide this year, and it was his best friend and a dear friend of mine, but his like brother basically. And so I was just thinking like the bugs theme could be cool. Thinking about like, I know you've been bugged this year, but oh my gosh, the images are just so great. I just feel like there could be so many fun ideas. Oh, even the word here, like what's been lost. That kind of thing will just inspire me. You know, like what's been lost has been super hard, but you're still here and we love you, that kind of thing. And then I did get 4 different National Geographics that are about the Arctic. So I was thinking, obviously, Christmas, snow, these could be really cute images just to add on something. Then I'll use like a little Christmas circular, and I'll look in here and like find a picture of like a bow. I'll cut that out and then I would like put it on top of the penguin's head just to make it a little more cute, a little more Christmassy. And then this National Geographic, I just really liked the geometric shapes and the idea of origami, and also thinking about, could I potentially use origami? I'd have to look up how to do it. But could I make a Christmas card into some sort of origami? A cruise, like maybe somebody I know, I'm thinking of a family member right now who loves cruises and is like the star of every cruise ship. They don't work there, they just go there and are hilarious the whole time. And then there's like magical experiences. So I would cut those words out for sure, just to have it like sitting aside somewhere. When I get to the end of it, it's gonna look like a ransom note, but there's a bunch of old ladies in this building and they all get subscriptions to magazines and then they leave them downstairs in the lobby because they don't want them anymore. So like there's some cool imagery in this one, but I feel like it's just plain. Maybe now that I'm giving it a second look, there's some cool symmetry in here. So maybe I could come up with some ideas for that. And like Santa's elves need somewhere to sit, right? So sometimes it's good to have furniture, a magazine with furniture in it, so you can give your characters that you cut out something to sit on. Although these are large, like all of these pictures, like that's gigantic. That's not gonna fit on this, that's for sure. So I guess that's when the cardstock would come in. But then when I use cardstock, I feel like I should be using the whole thing. So I was trying to limit myself to smaller cards this year. We'll see what happens. And sometimes you just want to do something silly and like cut out all of these toys and laminate them and like put them inside a sack that you make out of paper. You know, maybe I could like glue this together on two sides. It's already closed on one and leave the top open. This could be like Santa's toy sack. So anyway, just some ideas. It's not all gonna be 2D images. Sometimes it's gonna be itself like a prop. I got this one, the hormone handbook. This could be really funny for a Christmas card. Like you can put a little Santa hat on this, or, oh my gosh, I saw something a minute ago. I think it was in the Harvard book, but it looked like a vice grip. And I was thinking like, don't let your balls get on a vice grip this season, but like putting like Christmas balls in there. So anyway, I don't know who that would be for, but somebody I just want to make laugh. I think the majority of these other ones are ones that I've had from past years. Like this one, I've cut it to shreds. There's hardly anything left in here that's worth much. But will I have enough Christmassy stuff? Run to Walgreens or something and get some actual just straight up Christmas magazines. Something else I had been thinking about was using something that's like not even Christmassy. This is from March. And like, okay, using the cover for instance, like cutting this into a Christmas tree. So I don't actually have to have the Christmas themed magazines. I can just use what I have. Like that could be something cool. It's a washing machine knob, but it could be potentially an ornament, or it could be like an eye if you kind of make it the right way, and like Santa's always watching you. I don't know. I'm gonna get started on this. these two magazines, the bug one and the origami one. And I have a couple of pages still sticking out because there were just so many things to cut out. Like, that's another bug. It looks so cool. Then I realized, like, National Geographic is awesome and I should probably get the subscription. Also, the origami one has like a page that shows you how to do it, and you can cut that one out and make your own star shade. But I didn't want to cut that out yet because the instructions are right here for other things. So anyway, I'm gonna leave that as is with this page out so I can refer back to it if I do want to do some origami stuff. Now, I have some ideas for friends. Nick and Melanie, if you're watching this, turn away because I'm about to talk about my ideas for yours. So there's a whole part about Japan. They went to Japan earlier this year. There's like these images of, these are like dolls sitting at desk. And then there's old people. So I was kind of thinking something about the idea of like old and young based on Japan. So I don't have all of that like fully fleshed out yet, but that's an idea for them. Then I did cut out some of the bugs. This is a lot. I'd have to cut out like each and every one of the legs and the antennas and stuff. So what I was thinking is I've just ripped out this whole page and this whole page, which is like a bug collection kind of deal, and was thinking if I did white paper, like maybe it could be one of these cards that I wouldn't have to meticulously cut out each and every one of them. Although, you know, you want to let somebody know that you love them, cut out bugs. That's how they'll know. And I started thinking about Lambert a lot, and how like it'd be cool to make him a card, but he'd never know. So maybe I'd make one for his parents. It just breaks my heart. But I saw this one could be interesting to just be like the passage of time with someone. And then I also thought about with this one, like this is what Santa used to look like, and then he ate too many cookies. I'm also thinking about this for Lambert's card. There's just a bunch of like space things, but I don't know if his parents believe in heaven, and I don't want to make it too like university if they do. So I'm just trying to be sensitive. Then from Molly, first I saw this and I was just thinking of like just taking the American part and then making her card something about like, even though the election results didn't go the way we wanted it to, maybe we can still find a way to be proud to be Americans. But then I got a different idea and was like, maybe that's not the best road to go. So I just saw these birds. Then I started seeing other birds, like flamingos, and it was a pheasant, I think. It's hard to see with the light shining on the back. And then kind of like a cartoon image of some birds taking flight. And I thought, we could say like birds of a feather flock together, since we're like finding our connection right now. And I think that would be cool. What's a Christmas bird? A turkey? And actually she fed me turkey, so maybe I can go that route. I don't know. Those are just, this is the wheels turning here. And then this is, I think this was part of the, yeah, this is origami, and it was this way in the book, but I thought this way it kind of looks like a Christmas tree. And then I had a full page of zoomed in of that. So I thought, oh, like there's kind of like individual little Christmas trees in there somehow, so I could like put little decorations and a star on top. Sometimes you just need big, bold backgrounds to fill up space if I am gonna use the cardstock and do bigger ones. But I showed this one earlier of like the bug tent. I think that one is super, super cool. It's not the easiest to see in this lighting, but I will give a full rundown when they're all completed. And then the last two things I got, this one I was talking about my cousin who likes cruises, his wife, and then this one just reminded me of Alaska, so I was thinking about it for Chelsea. So anyway, those are the things I have so far. That took a really long time just to kind of start ideas, but that's kind of how it goes at the beginning. Like you start building on your ideas and then you can like delve all the way into it. Part of the problem with this is that now I have a huge mess in my living room, and this is a multi-day, multi-week project that I really need a designated space for. So I should have done it in the spare bedroom where I could just lay everything out on the floor and then close the door and leave it behind whenever I'm done with it. But that's okay. Organizing and reorganizing is part of this process, so I will probably move everything in there, and then I'm gonna make a little HelloFresh dinner. We have beans. We have Tex-Mex paste. We have sour cream, hot sauce. We've got our tortillas, more sour cream, more cheese, and the pepper and the lime. Right, so it says I need a strainer. I think that's going to be for the bean. Strainer, small bowl, no, medium bowl. And large pan. There we go, quarter. There's half, quarter. Okay. This knife needs to be sharpened. I'm not going to worry too much about being wasteful with this. So I'm going to do small dices. Combine sour cream. Big squeeze of lime to taste. Stir in water 1 teaspoon at a time until the mixture reaches a drizzling consistency. Season with salt and pepper. Let's do pepper. 1 tablespoon of water at a time until it's drizzling consistency. First, maybe stir with a fork. 1 tablespoon of butter, medium heat. Add the green pepper. That's the thing about these HelloFresh recipes is that I would never put green pepper in anything, but because it's giving me this direction, I'm gonna do it, and I'm probably going to end up liking it because nearly everything I've made I've really, really liked. So I just have to be willing to expand my palette.